Hi there, this is Vespasian, and today we are bringing you a Judge Dredd battle. This is actually our second time we've ever played Judge Dredd, and it's a rerun of the game we played last time, but this time I'm not playing the zombies, I get to play Dredd. So I'll show you the battlefield. We have 5 judges. We have Dekker, 2 senior judges, and 2 street judges. They are facing a horde of extremely annoyed, living impaired zombies. The game is based on the mission from the book, which is Dekker's Last Stand, and quite simply, in a nutshell, the zombies have overrun the walls of Megacity 1, and Dekker is making a final valiant stand to prevent the zombies overrunning the inner defences. She's holed up in this building in the hopes to slow the zombies down long enough for Dredd and the other judges to arrive and sort the problem out. The zombies used are all World War II zombies from my World War II zombie collection. The judges are from the new box set, the Judge Dredd box set, and I think it's going to be a fun game. So we will see how it plays. All Dekker has to do is hold out for 12 turns. It seems like an easy job, but then again there's a slight problem. If any judge rolls a 1, their ammunition runs out. So although Lawgiver is a pretty handy weapon and it fires several types of ammo, you could end up with gas rounds rather than anything useful that can kill a zombie. However, every single judge has a combat knife. The end of turn 1 shows that it's really not a good idea to be a living impaired in Megacity 1. The judges have opened up, 4 judges have opened up with incendiary rounds which have napalmed the zombies, killed quite a few of them, and Dekker tried to fire a round, however she ran out of ammunition, so she fired a grenade instead, which had much the same effect because of really good rolling on the part of Dekker. That's the end of the first round, and the zombies are getting very close to that wall. It looks like it's going to be a showdown. That's the end of turn 2. The senior judge on the roof, holding a Widowmaker in his hands, takes aim at the zombies. He fires! Click! Oh dear, he's run out of ammo. He quickly drops his gun and draws his Lawmaster. He asks the Lawmaster to load up with a grenade round. It's out of ammo too. That means this judge is pretty much useless. In the meantime, on the barricade, the 2 judges, the 2 street judges on the bottom have engaged with zombies. The judge on the left has been wounded, and he has managed to get 3 shots off at the zombies, taking 2 of them down. The other judge took off shots at the zombies too, and he took a few zombies down. Unfortunately, they just keep coming. Now let's see what happens next. Cursing Grud that his Widowmaker's run out of ammunition, and really disappointed in his Lawgiver running out of bullets, he decides to switch to high explosive round. He rolls a 1. He's run out of ammunition. He's really not in a good place right now. On the barricade, the street judge has succumbed to his wounds. The zombies have torn into him. He places the Lawgiver against his hand and runs out of ammunition. He becomes a super zombie. And over at the other side, yet another time, a judge has attempted to commit suicide rather than fall to the zombie horde. He fails, and now we have 2 super zombies within the barricade defences. It does not look good for the judges. There's only 3 judges left, and one of them keeps running out of ammunition. The senior judge on the 2nd floor took a zombie on in close combat and caved its skull in. So, he's quite happy with his daily work. Unfortunately, the judge on the other side has now resorted to only using high explosive ammunition because that's more or less all he's got left. Down on the ground floor, the zombie judges have failed to roll their agility and have not managed to climb up to the 2nd floor, to the 1st floor. and the other zombies are piling inside. However, Dekker, using high explosive rounds, has managed to get rid of most of the zombies outside, so she's doing quite well. So, having reached the middle part of the game, we seem to be holding our own. The zombie judge makes it up onto the first floor. The elite judge takes him on in close combat. Unfortunately, the judge takes 3 wounds. This is not looking good for the judge now. However, the judge does attempt to take out some of the zombies, but he only manages to kill one of them. Up on the top floor, Dekkers takes out her lawmaster and delivers 2 lethal shots downstairs to nail the zombie judge downstairs. She manages to get 1 penetration of his armour and he is wounded, so he's already halfway to leaving the town. The last judge attempted to climb back through the window and failed. This guy is not really much use during this battle. Every time he fires, he runs out of bullets. Every time he tries to do something, he's rubbish at it. I think, as a senior judge, he's probably best back at the academy training recruits rather than trying to actually fight in combat. But then again, this is a zombie apocalypse and you need every single man on the street. Let's see what happens next. The senior judge is still battling out against the zombies. Now the zombies have managed to completely secure this first floor with only one senior judge battling his way around, and outside the window the other quite elderly judge is failing to climb through the window. He can't shoot through the window because he's run out of bullets. So really, he's been pretty useless for the entire game. Dekker, however, has managed to fire an armor-piercing round, taking out the last, or the other, judge which had been turned into a zombie. So at least he will now be remembered as a judge who died in battle rather than a zombie. It's really going pear-shaped for the judges now. The senior judge is down. He is completely down and out. He made a valiant last stand just as the zombies began to tear at his helmet. He raised his lawgiver to his head and shot himself. So that's 1 less zombie to deal with. Unfortunately, on the other side of the building, things aren't as rosy. The old, decrepit idiot judge, who has managed to run out of ammunition every time he fires, attempted to crawl down the side of the building, failed, and fell, injuring himself. He's really not done very well during this game. He's also only got heat seeker rounds, and one thing you don't need against zombies is heat seeker. On the ground floor, the old decrepit judge managed to climb back in through the window. His leg's broken and he's got no bullets for his gun, so he engaged in close combat with his combat knife and he managed to take down 2 zombies. I think he has actually proved his worth, just for once. Meanwhile, on the top floor, Dekker is facing her last stand. She's fighting a zombie judge and 2 zombies, but she managed to take one of the zombies down and the zombie judge is trying to throttle her. She's not looking like she's having a particularly good day, and even more zombies are crawling up through the building. This is getting dangerous. Dekker has successfully managed to take down the zombie judge. He's completely dead. She took his head off. But there are still zombies climbing up the walls of the building attacking Dekker, and she's just run out of bullets. So now she's fighting with a combat knife. Down on the ground floor, the senior judge is battling away, but he's taken 6 hits so far and has only managed to take down 2 zombies because he's quite old and has a broken leg. And now the final turn is over. Dekker, in a last valiant attempt, succumbed to her wounds and executed herself. It was a sad day, the day she died, but she will be remembered. Despite that, on the ground floor, there is the last elderly judge fighting for his life against quite a few zombies. He has 1 wound left, however, the game has ended. We have reached the end of the 12th turn, and according to the rules, if there is a single judge left alive at the end, the judges win. Although I would say that more likely it's more a draw.
No.
Well, it is really.
It's default. You win.
Yeah, I win by default, but the last judge only has 1 wound and there's no way he's making out of there alive. So the Cursed Earth zombies have overrun the area, but the judges have held the position long enough for Dredd and the rest of his men to get organised. So Mega City 1 will be saved from the zombie horde. This has been Vespasian. I hope you've enjoyed this game. It's certainly been a lot of fun playing it. I never ever intend to field that judge down there at the bottom again because he is completely useless. And it's definitely been an interesting game to play, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you enjoyed the game, please click like and subscribe, and doubtless you will find a lot more games like this coming up in future. Thank you very much. Good day.